and welcome back to my channel. In case you don't know me, I'm Anita Mateo, I'm Cuban, and I make videos for YouTube. Currently, I share about my life here as an immigrant in Spain. I'm in the city of Coruña, and I have a very special guest, one you've asked me for so many times. Gretel. Also, please subscribe to Gretel's channel and mine. Yes, I tell you up front so I don't have to repeat it later. Subscribe to our channels and like this little video because it's going to be really interesting.
Super good, believe me.
Well, maybe many of you know her too because you follow Cuban YouTubers and content creators, and you know that Gretel is also here in Spain. How long have you been here?
I've been here for 8 months now, already in Spain. I was just talking about it. I say it's already been 8 months that I've been here, and I can't even believe it myself. It's almost going to be a year now.
I've been here, I'm going on 3 months now, but well, you've been here much longer than I have. You have a lot more experience. Sure, and other opinions about what we're going to be talking about in this video, although, well, it's not like we have different opinions either. We're Cuban, we both know the reality. We've lived in Cuba all this time and the reality we're living here now in Spain. And well, let's start with today's video. Let's get to know Gretel and her life a little bit more because I like it. I want you to know about other Cubans' emigration experiences and their reasons for leaving. So Gretel, tell the people here on YouTube, did you decide to come to Spain?
Thank you for the collaboration and for inviting me to your channel to make this video together. My name is Gretel. I'm from Cuba, like Anita, and I've been here for 8 months. The main reason I left my country is simply because I want to, and I'm tired of repeating this in other videos. But I'll say it again today. The thing is that I want to give my family a better future, and in this case, my daughters. I have 2 little girls. One is 8 years old and the other is 5, and I lived in Cuba my whole life until I emigrated to this country at the age of 32. Seeing how my whole life was in Cuba and everything I constantly experienced, I decided to leave as soon as I could. I looked for a way out, so to speak. You know, one always, I don't know. In Cuba, you always have that idea. Most people leave the country because of the terrible situation they live in. All you ever think about is wanting to leave Cuba.
Some people don't even think twice about it. We don't choose where to go, we go where we can because anywhere is better than Cuba. Anywhere, sir, and Spain is wonderful.
I'm here as a student, just like Anita says. Maybe you dream of going to the United States, Spain, or England, but it's not about your preferred destination. It's about where you have the opportunity to leave. Because leaving Cuba isn't as easy as it is in other countries, where you just go get a passport, maybe get a visa really easily, and you leave. In Cuba, it's not like that. You have to figure things out and go through a lot of trouble to get out of there. I was given this opportunity, and I took it without thinking twice. Leaving my family hurt, but staying and living there would have hurt even more. And for another 10 years to go by and see how every day your country keeps getting worse. How do you struggle just to find food? How, for example, your daughters don't even have a notebook to take to school. There's no store where you can go and buy a notebook so your daughters can go to school, for example. Something so insignificant that for many people might just be a detail. Over there, it becomes a real problem. To improve my daughters' and family's lives, I left the country and have been here for 8 months. Well, what else can I tell you?
Well, Gretel, at first, like many Cubans, you went to Madrid. You didn't go to Madrid. Now you're here in La Coruña, in Galicia. We're living here close to my daughter. Why did you decide to come here?
Because of my mood, I became very homesick, missed my family a lot, and everything felt like it was falling apart. And secondly, because I thought, well, when my daughters are here, I would like to live in a place that's much quieter than Madrid. Just to be clear, it's not that I don't like Madrid. I love Madrid. Every city I visited here, I love it.
My mother loves it too.
Madrid has a charm, so it captivates you, just like all the cities I visited here. But I wanted to look for something quieter so that once my family is here, we can live in a place that's more peaceful, here. For example, I see that it's a calm city for raising children. You don't live with so much hustle and bustle, with so much, I don't know, with so many people. And I liked it much more for, I don't know, for...
To settle down?
To establish my roots here. Once my family is living there with me, I mean, maybe tomorrow I might move to another city because anything can happen. But for now, the plan is to stay here. And for them to go to a school nearby, I don't know, and to live in a calmer environment.
Well, Greta, I don't know about you, but I get a lot of comments. A lot of people ask me if I would go back to live in Cuba.
Like it was said today. For what reason? For what reason?
What do you think? Would you return to live in Cuba? There are many reasons. If you've seen videos of your family in Cuba, my family or Cuban YouTubers, you know we endure a lot of hardship. Some people tell me they prefer the videos from Cuba and say the new videos aren't the same. What are your thoughts? Have others said this to you?
Yes, I get a lot of those comments too, but I really wouldn't go back to Cuba. And maybe the people who think that way have actually never lived in Cuba.
They've never lived there. Maybe those videos entertain them, but they don't understand how hard things were for us and our family. So I think it's sad that they make these comments to us when all we're trying to do is move forward. Do they know what it's like to live with dignity? Like maybe the person who's making that comment lives. So I don't think it's a good comment. But well, it's something that happens to me often and even more lately because, well, I've been here for much less time than you have. You've been here longer. I bet they don't make those comments to you.
At first, maybe yes, but later, no. We made that decision to seek a better future and a more dignified life. In this country, you can truly live, unlike over there where survival is the only option. Here, life is better in every way. For example, we were just discussing the freedom we feel here.
Yes, that's one of the things. Well, many of the reasons why we wouldn't go back to Cuba, we're going to talk about them here. We're going to have a casual conversation like this, and some things are obvious. I know, but you have to understand that we lived for many years trapped on that island. They deceived us. They made us believe that everything was fine when we still didn't have the internet. The news and television always portrayed Cuba as the best and the rest of the world as the worst. When the internet arrived, traveling makes you realize how bad things are. Visiting another country really puts it in perspective.
Like taking off a blindfold? Yes.
It's like we're really in bad shape.
We're really behind.
It's tough our family is still there. So tell me what you were saying about one of the reasons why we weren't coming. Me?
For example, I've been here longer like you. Have you noticed? I really appreciate the freedom that I have. The freedom, for example, right now. For example, we're sitting here, we're recording, and we don't have the pressure because maybe you also felt that pressure in Cuba when you were going to record out on the street. Some people are always watching and questioning what you do.
Of course, watching you, seeing what you're talking about.
I experienced that a lot in Cuba. Yes, I felt it too.
I felt like I was being watched.
I felt like someone was following me. Once while recording, I sensed someone trailing me down the street. This person is watching me, and living in such fear makes it hard to do my job since it feels like they're always watching. You have this freedom. For instance, as we sit here recording, people walk by and no one minds. Do you feel free to speak your mind? Here, people can say whatever they want.
And here people express their opinions. They're free to say whatever they want without being harassed. You could end up in jail, or they threaten your degree, job, or even your family, because in Cuba, that's how things work. With all that.
Exactly, and here you have a freedom that even feels unusual. You wonder if they'll scold you for recording in the supermarket or for sitting here. And really, it's not just that. Like I was telling you earlier, we come with some traumas that we still haven't gotten rid of.
Reprimanded for filming in the store?
Not me. Well, actually, yes, one time. Yes, one time.
Well, still.
One time, yes. I went out there and said, wow, I just had a deja vu. I'm in Cuba for now. I only got scolded once.
Another thing is also that we wouldn't go back to Cuba. It's because eating, dressing, going out, taking a walk, here it's not a luxury. Here you can do it, maybe not every day.
Of course.
But you can do it without it being considered a luxury, without spending your whole monthly salary. Like in Cuba, you couldn't choose your clothes. Everything was given to you, at least for me.
Everything was given to you, or from a relative of yours who lived in another country who would send you something. Because buying clothes at a store was already a luxury. If you found something, it was 3 times the price, like here, for example.
The same occurred with food. Meat was a luxury, so you had to eat croquettes.
Minced meat, if you could find it.
And if you could find it,
that's the other thing. Maybe people are really surprised by that, I don't know, because we see that as a problem and maybe they see it here as something good.
She thinks it's probably silly.
But for us,
who come from a country where it's incredible, buying yourself a piece of meat. The first time I bought meat here, so freely, I said, wow.
So affordable, just entering a supermarket and seeing all the variety.
It's all forbidden. You can buy it, but only secretly.
Isn't that true? Maybe people don't know. Are you eating meat? That's a crime.
I've said it in several videos.
However, in hotels, there is beef.
Hotels have it for foreigners, but not for locals.
For the people, no. You're not going to go to a store and buy yourself some beef that doesn't exist. And if you find it, it might be in an MLC store where it costs you an arm and a leg, and then some way too expensive. Here, it's easy to go to a supermarket, choose a veal steak, have it cut, take it home, cook and eat it. That's it. But in Cuba, if you say you want veal, you're not going to find it because you'll go to this store and you won't see it. You'll go here and you won't see it. That doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't exist. It reminds me of Cuba.
No, but it's appreciated.
We appreciate the sun. We're very happy that there's sun here in Galicia. This week, I'm happier than ever and more inspired. Gretel, what do you want most, even for your children?
Here or go to Cuba to see them. I wondered, is this something? I've even thought about going to see them and coming back, but then I say, well, it's not like I'm a millionaire. Cuba tickets are very expensive. And if I'm doing the paperwork for them to come, I'd rather stay here, keep saving money, and I already have everything ready for when they arrive. An apartment, everything, the schools where they're going to study, and it's better to stay here, hold on a little longer, and wait. That was the moment. More than anything, I want my children here.
I imagine they're very attracted to them.
If you give me something right now, and I tell you that my daughters are here, nothing else, I don't ask for anything else in this world, I just want my daughters to be here.
Why would we return to Cuba? One thing I also wanted to mention, for example, I'm an engineer, and I felt that every day in Cuba was more miserable. You work hard like a professional, but each day you get poorer. You don't achieve anything, you can't help your family, you can't reach your goals, and so you also don't feel like you're making any progress. Never ever?
Exactly. For example, you can be a medical graduate and earn a salary that is practically not enough for anything, not even to live on. And maybe, I don't know, you have the possibility to travel, to go in and out of the country and dedicate yourself to doing illegal business.
Exactly, a professional earns a salary that's barely enough, but then, I don't know.
You sell clothes and make more than a doctor, which just doesn't make sense.
Exactly, it's something logical. That's what makes sense, maybe.
And it's logical?
What we call it over there in Cuba, the inverted pyramid that, since I was little, I don't know about you, but my mom used to tell my grandma. Studies suggest the pyramid may eventually return to its original shape. I mean,
did it just remain a dream for them?
I studied because I wanted to be someone for myself, but I knew that in Cuba I was never going to get ahead in life, and I studied because my family also wanted that for me. But waiting for the pyramid to flip when, never in my life. You left and sacrificed a lot, but can you really help your family more? You can't help your daughters more by being here.
Of course I'm here. I can do much more than in Cuba. For example, I have a degree in economics, and over there, as an economist, I basically wasn't going to earn anything, and it wouldn't be enough to support myself. I couldn't even buy things for my daughters, or do anything, not even plan a trip, not even a toy or a backpack. I mean, you can do it, but not really. But not really.
You can do it, but you'll go a month without eating if you do it that way.
Or do you buy the backpack and the toys, and you know it's going to be tight because you have other expenses? It's just that it's still too expensive, so it's impossible.
We wanted to share that since we were little girls in Cuba, they would trick us into thinking everything from outside was bad. Oh yes, it's true, but outside you have to pay for everything. You have to pay for education, healthcare, and here you get it for free.
And that many people over there still have that mentality and think that here you have to pay for everything. Let's see if it's true that you pay for rent, food, and clothes.
But public healthcare, exactly, and public schools too.
People there believe you must pay for schools here, but there are public schools available for your kids too. And people over there continue with that mentality. I hope that someday all those people who still think that way will change their minds. Watch these videos, open your eyes, and realize our reality. Over there, the things we say.
What's the point of having, for example, free healthcare? If there's no medicine, if you go to a hospital?
The other thing is you go to a doctor, and yes, healthcare is free, right? But I'd rather you charge me and give me good service. Look.
In Cuba, at least recently, I was afraid of getting sick because I knew I would go to a hospital and they wouldn't take care of me and there wouldn't be any medicine. I was scared and kept telling myself I couldn't get sick because I was afraid.
Look, let me give you an example. One of my girls suffers from allergies to changes in the weather and all that. One day she was short of breath and we called the doctor, but they didn't have a mouthpiece to give her an inhaler. When your daughter is struggling to breathe, you go to the doctor for help, but they don't have a mouthpiece for her inhaler. How does that make you feel?
And you as a mother, how did you feel?
These are things you endure, things that hit you suddenly, making you say that's why I have to leave and why I wouldn't return. Because here, for example, if my daughter has shortness of breath, I go to a doctor and they will take care of her and give her the inhaler and her aerosol. And that's not the case in Cuba, right? And that's just to give you an example. Look at that. I mean,
another thing that's true is that you have to pay for electricity, water, health insurance, all those things.
But you have insurance?
You have insurance and good service. In Cuba, even if you pay, you lose electricity when they cut it off. right? You have no electricity, but your bill at month's end is still for the same power you always pay for. No, look, I don't understand. If they cut off your electricity, you don't have electricity, how are you going to pay for it? So these are things so you can see how things are over there, you know, because of course everything in Cuba, the electric company, the electricity company answers to the government. Everything belongs to the state. Everything belongs to the government. There is no private company. That's how they control us, as we say. That's what they do.
Whatever
They feel like. Exactly. Just like with water, it's the same.
And for example, the internet, same thing.
Same with the internet.
Why discuss it? People may not realize that even after paying for internet, it can be cut off without warning. If it's super slow, you can hardly do anything. And I think the internet is almost more expensive than your salary. And
when there's a protest or something, they cut it off so you don't find out what's going on.
Even if you paid, it's like electricity.
It's censorship.
You, for example, pay for the electricity each month, but still, they put you through blackouts for long hours during the day. Sometimes I wonder, if I'm paying for electricity, why do you take it away? Oh, they're repairing something and cut off the electricity at that moment. Days, hours, there you are, waiting and waiting and waiting. That's not a quality of life. That's not a life for people.
It's not. I was even,
Are you recording an episode or not? Yes.
Well, they recognized us. Well, they didn't recognize us. They asked us for our channels because they saw us talking there.
And we love life.
To find a place to eat. Yes, we also love the food in Spain.
Oh, yes.
While we record Greta's Galician food video, we'll sit and have some coffee.
Which we can't miss, no matter what.
Are you truly a coffee lover, Greta? Yes.
Cappuccino? Yes.
Another reason we like it here and don't want to return to Cuba is the production team. Greta, could you walk around with that in Cuba? No.
No.
You walk around scared, exactly scared. We were filming and felt scared by the looks since you understood what we meant.
Because you feel the pressure, because they can scold you at any moment, because they see you with all this, and you already feel like there's someone behind you. What are you doing? They catch you filming when you walk into a store.
Now I'm here with a tripod and a camera and all that, and I say that in Cuba I couldn't do that. It was just with my phone. And like all hidden and scared.
You enter a store with a camera, and it seems like you might steal something, not just record.
Just to record as if it were something illegal. Well, now we're going to sit down and eat at a pretty typical place from around here. That's something beautiful. In Spain, many places serve traditional food which people enjoy. Galicians are especially proud of their cuisine. And I've mentioned the food is great. We're also filming a video with Gretel about traditional food, so watch for it on her channel. Come on, I was already watching Gretel. Everyone eating typical things from here. Gretel, do you like it?
I love it.
Who? It's known for its seafood?
The most typical? I've tried octopus, for example, on other occasions, and I'm looking forward to trying it. Let's see how they make it here. Coruña's cuisine, or more accurately, Galicia's, is exquisite.
Well, look at what Gretel is trying. Galician-style octopus is as classic as it gets.
Pork cracklings, nothing more typical or better in my opinion.
Which is not the same as what we're doing. Ordering all these things to try in Cuba was impossible because it was very expensive.
Exactly.
I never did this. You did. I rarely made food videos or tried food in Cuba since it was expensive. A lot. Well, we're done eating and Gretel is done tasting the food. We were just talking here. You know, about Cuban things, about how the traumas you carry with you, like you don't live or didn't live in Cuba anymore, but there are a lot of traumas that stay with you.
There's a lot of backwardness that even though we leave it behind, the backwardness still doesn't leave us. Like, for example, being able to pay for the phone. Ah, yes.
The technology over there in Cuba, you had to pay however they told you to pay. You couldn't choose the way yourself.
And almost everything was always in cash. Yes, with the national coins, which are piles and piles of money. Here, for example, you can pay with your phone.
You just put your phone like this and that's it. For us,
It's new to me. I'd never paid like that before. I'm still not used to the technology.
I got nervous because I was afraid.
Just like me. You feel sorry to see because yes, for it to come out
wrong and for them to see that it doesn't come out.
That won't seem normal to me. They've lived with it for years since it was invented, but for us from Cuba, it's new. Yes, in Cuba, you don't pay for the phone even if you visit and plan to pay. I get nervous and worry about the card. And as I go behind, I'm already thinking of checking the app. Hold it close. Since you get traumatized, you hope everything goes smoothly and there's no problem because we're not used to saying these things.
This is true. It never happened to me before. There are many more. I think there's still a lot more to come for now.
I think one video wouldn't be enough.
For a more or less exact one, we summarized many things we feel and that hurt us as Cuban women. It hurts us a lot that our homeland is seen that way, to see it that way, because we miss it so much. I miss Cuba every day, but I miss my family, I miss the people, exactly, I miss the atmosphere, but I don't miss everything that's happening that I don't miss.
You always miss your family, the atmosphere over there, but really, your friends? Is that nostalgia what you feel when you emigrate? But yes.
And many times we miss something that no longer exists. Maybe we miss our neighborhood, but now your neighborhood is something sad. Many people have left. There are many families separated. Cuba feels very sad. Right now I go to Cuba and I have many friends who have left. It's not the same anymore. You know, it's not the same. It's not the same. I was feeling really bad the last time I was in Cuba. I was desperate to leave and now I'm here. And I miss my family. Look, I don't miss. Actually,
that's what I'm telling you. Do you really miss the memories you lived there? Your childhood? The way you were raised? But nothing more than that. And it's very sad to say because in the end, it's your country. It's the country where you come from.
We don't want it that way. We wish Cuba were free and Cubans could live with dignity.
Of these same things we do ourselves?
I make it simple. Notice that we don't ask for much. We just ask for a dignified life, a life with freedom. That you can buy food without being,
And your only focus isn't just what you'll eat tomorrow? I need to pay the electricity bill within an hour. Tomorrow I don't have that.
Exactly. Well, I hope you really enjoyed this little video, that you liked the guest. Give this video lots of likes. If you want more videos of us together, so support us, comment, share, and we'll see you next Friday with a new video. Sending you a little kiss.
Thanks and kisses to all. Bye.
Subscribe, it's important. Subscribe.